Game number 2 of the Georgia Hoop Circle Summer Explosion. Here, Joe Hilsman, Duluth head coach Cabrera Huff, and Mario Mays of the Georgia Hoop Circle with us. North Gwinnett and Dacula, our second game. North Gwinnett in the black, Dacula in the white as we started off. And Cabrera, we've been here several weeks now. Glad to have you on with us. I mean, are you pleased with what you've seen from the Summer Explosion series so far?
Very pleased. Very interesting competition. The level of games, how hard the kids have competed is really what I've been really impressed with. And just another game right here where we can watch Dacula's guards and see what Cam Rowland and those North Gwinnett personnel can do versus them.
Mikhail Bethea cracks the seal with the jumper. Known as a scorer, Mikhail around 15 points per game last season as Tucker comes back and hits a 3. Brendan Tucker with the 3 ball and a quick 5-0 Dacula lead.
You know, I think that's where Tucker has improved over the years is his ability to hit the outside shot. We all know about his first step, but his outside shot has definitely improved.
Munlin underneath kicks it to the left. A 3 by Johnston is off. Rebound comes back to Munlin. Munlin also a football player.
That's right.
And then shows off the passing skills with a beautiful dime drop to Bryson Scruggs for the hoop for North Gwinnett. Got sized up for that state championship ring in football. Did Munlin a nice move up and under and scoring Quincy Adamakoa.
So you've got the big 3 for Dacula that has all 7 of their points so far.
Bethea, Tucker, and Adamakoya. And you talked about Tucker's outside shot the other day. Rained 6 triples in the summer showcase over at Lambert. Tucker comes away with it. Dacula long lead pass up for Adamakoya. Catch, layup over the lip of the rim and score. So Dacula out racing early, 9-2.
This is where Cam Rowland has to get involved to help his team out right here.
Rowan, a veteran now, will be a 4-year player. Got valuable minutes since his freshman year for North Gwinnett, number 3 North Gwinnett. And then Munlin now will take a seat. Jared Ivey will check in for North Gwinnett, 15 in black. We take a look at our SUV TV instant replay. Tucker head up and hit Adamakoa, who finished for the hoop on the other side. Tried to go high-low, forced it in the pass and a turnover. No, it will tip and stay with North Gwinnett. North Gwinnett head coach Matt Gardner, they're trying to improve. 3-22 last season, and he will be entering his 3rd year. Rolling, catch, fire, a 3 off the hill of the rim. No tip. Rebound comes off, and here come the Falcons.
Coach Gardner does a great job with his squad. I know he's in our region, tough region, but they play hard. You know, it's amazing what they were able to do when they went outside our region last year.
Victories over West Forsyth, South Forsyth. Oh, good spin move by Ivy, was bothered and blocked from behind by Jaden Brown, but there's a 3 in the corner. It is off, no. North Gwinnett showing a lot of hustle here and lively legs through the first 4 minutes.
Bethel just got another 3, so I guess you see these guys got a lot of firepower on the offensive end, man, Dacula.
You know, this has to be that year where they take another step as a team.
Step back, Bethea, the jumper. It is off, tipped by Tucker underneath and score. So Brendan Tucker with the second chance opportunity off of the offensive rebound and tip back. A 12-point Falcon lead on the Bulldogs. Dacula in white, North Gwinnett in the black. 4.5 minutes gone by. Johnson on the left wing. Goes around the screen from Ivy, but now picked up the dribble. Shot the passing lane. Adamakoa tipped it out of bounds. It will stay with North Gwinnett.
Looks like Dacula's trying to switch everything on any pick and roll that North is trying to do, and it's giving North some problems.
Byron Wilson, the head coach of the Dacula Falcons, was the interim coach last year, took over after the 6th game of the season. So he'll be entering in his first full year and the head coaching chair. Layup is in and scored. Justin Campbell is in the book for North Gwinnett, their 2nd field goal. But they are now to Wilson. Bryce Wilson spins it to Tucker. Tucker worked on by Rowland, back out to Adamakoya, who can show the range and puts it on the floor with good versatility. But they are back down now working on Johnson. Turns, fades, jumper, off, rebound, Ivy.
Good rebound, Ivy.
Rowan into the forecourt. Skip pass across to Campbell. Campbell puts it on the floor, hesitates. Back to Rowan. Rowan wanted to go down the lane.
Nice
Backdoor cut to Johnson. Good help side defense.
Another rebound for Ivy.
Up and no good. He blew that, Coach, but I love he didn't put it back on the floor.
He did not. He kept it high. You know, he probably has 4 or 5 rebounds here early since he's been in the game.
Yeah, he's active, man. Really active under the basket. It'd be a little better if he could finish, but he's doing a good job of at least getting his hands on the ball.
Wilson and Adamakoa go out. Cameron Carruthers checks in, number 4 for Dacula. 14:30 to go, a 10-point Dacula lead as they are on offense. Here's Bethea between the rings. Spins it back out to Carruthers. Carruthers worked on defensively, retains the dribble, and gives it to Tucker. Tucker, 2 quick dribbles, now spins it out. Over to Perez, who's also in. Backdoor, there goes Tucker on the baseline. Reversing score, count it, and the foul. Brendan Tucker with the reverse, and the hoop and the harm. He gets the 3 points here in Camp Rule. 17-4, 13-point Dacula lead.
Seemed like he just got another gear, man. When he want to turn it on, he can get by the best of them. It's a good finish on the left hand right there.
I think that's why colleges are really intrigued by him. That's why he has those offers, because of that next gear.
17-4. We go under 14 minutes. North Gwinnett in possession and trailing. Going baseline, lost the dribble, now recovers it back out to Johnson. Skip pass over to Sharif. Got to pull that, though, Coach, in my opinion.
He did a pretty good job attacking a bad closeout. A little turnover right there. I think that's been North's problem. They've turned it over some.
They've been active, but, yes, the turnovers have been an issue.
Some of them unforced, too.
17-4. Dacula with the lead in possession. Tucker between the rings. Over to Bethea. Bethea now holds, looks for the screen, and will get it and use it. Goes baseline, behind the back, up, layup. Perez is fouled. He'll go to the free throw line. It'll be 1 shot for 2 as we come up on 13 minutes to go.
Got to think next year going into the season, Dacula got to be one of the top teams in that classification. What you think, Coach?
I would agree. I mean, you look at Gainesville lost a lot. You look at what Langston Hughes lost. And here's Dacula bringing back a talented roster. They have to be one of the top contenders in 6A for a championship.
Perez makes both free throws. You have to note Langston Hughes has lost Landers Nolly. Gainesville, as you mentioned, retooling. Will be interesting to see how Brunswick comes back. That's been a hard hat lunch pail mentality. Jonesboro dropping out of the classification. So it will be an interesting classification. How does Alexander, how do they come back? Is Mays going to be ready to improve upon last season?
I think 6A has a lot of questions yet interest that you've got to see, that you're waiting to see when that season starts.
We see in Dacula now, we mentioned Gainesville. What about Lanier? We're seeing that they could have James and James Company lead them in Mayweather's second year.
I really liked them the other day when they were here. I really did. I liked what they were doing, how they played together, how hard they played.
Wilson, a 3 off the front of the iron, no good. Rebound is ripped down by Chris Miles, who's into the contest. Here comes Sheriff. Sheriff's going to drive up and under and a foul as he goes up. 19-4 with 11.5 to go. It's been all Dacula from the very beginning. We mentioned their big 3. They have accounted for 17 of the 19 points. Tucker, Adamakoa, and Bethea. But now at the free throw line will be Jake Sheriffs as he was fouled on the drive.
Yeah, speaking on Lanier and Coach Mayweather, they got a good win here the other night versus Mount Bethel. Good Mount Bethel team. Even though they might be in a smaller classification, I think they're going to make a lot of noise this year. But that just speaks about the quality of play and the talent pool that we've had here over the course of last couple of weeks with our summer explosion.
Miles gets the rebound off of the Adamakoa miss. It hit the floor. Coming up just under 11 minutes inside. Ivy turns, goes up. It was bothered. Great defense, Carruthers. He got it back, goes up, and he blew the dunk inside. He put it down on the floor. Ivy, he's got a flat tire. 2 of them could not get it in there. Long outlet pass is stolen. North Gwinnett, multiple chances in the paint from Ivy and cannot finish. There's Ivy cutting again, and he got it stripped away. He looked around for the foul, didn't get it. Dacula racing. It's 3-on-3. Here's Carruthers. Carruthers drives, take contact, goes up, count it, and the foul. Cameron Carruthers in transition, the hoop and the horn.
See, that's what a big fella. He worked his tail off down there. He's got to finish, like you said. But then he got himself out to play. He didn't get back, and that hurt his team.
Well, I tell you what, man, just athletically, what he was able to do, just gather himself and vertically go up and almost be able to finish, that's very impressive.
Munlin goes in, Ivy goes out, but man, I can imagine if those two come together, you could play them at the same time and have trouble.
I was thinking the same thing.
That's why we in the hoop circle, man. There's the jumper good.
Why aren't they out there together?
Christian Peterkin.
The one thing I would say is that
bang, 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 all three of them from Brendan Tucker.
Can you play those two together versus the Dacula team? Because, I mean, just look at how Dacula's playing. They're going up and down. They've got a lot of outlet breaks and getting buckets like that. I don't know. It'll be tough to play them both.
I think you got a good point, but I tell you what, in this summer,
got to try it. Huh?
I'll try it, you know.
I was just saying that. Maybe
you got a 6'9", and then you got a athlete. That kid is athletic, man. To be able to do what he just done, you know, as soon as he learns how to finish, he going to be a problem.
And I know Coach was talking about, you know, they playing Dacula. I don't know who they play later on, but at some point you got to try that with two of them. And I'll be working on them in practice. High-low reverse on both sides, double post. Just, you know, because two big men like that can be a problem come February.
It could. And what we've seen from offensively what North has tried to do, it's a lot of 1-4 sets. So you can go high-low with those 1-4 sets when you hit the other big or you hit a wing and you're trying to get something high-low out of it.
Out of the timeout, 25-6, Dacula with the lead. They're in possession. They're in the white. Bethea has it, feeds the post on the cut down. Almost a turnover back to Bethea. One dribble, pull up, jumper, good. Mikael Bethea now with 7 points.
I tell you what, man, Dacula looks very strong coming out the gate. And I tell you this, if you're going to make a deep run in the state tournament, you got to have good guard play, and they seem to be pretty solid at the guard spot.
Peterkin drives and was fouled.
Peterkin made a nice move. I don't know if you saw that, Mario. Like, he read that ball screen and how they were trying to defend him, and he
went away.
He went away from it.
Yeah.
Peterkin has came in quickly and gotten 4 points, but North Gwinnett still trailing massively by 19. Tucker drives up with the right hand, and it was fouled.
His first step is something to watch.
I told Mario them that, when was that, about February, I think it's the quickest first step. Then we saw him at Grassroots United.
Yeah.
I really do believe it's the quickest first step.
Joe been talking about this kid for a long time, and each time I've had the opportunity to lay eyes on him, like I said, he kind of can just put you to sleep, you know. And he has that gear, like he can kind of walk into it, and then the next step, he's three feet in front of you.
Both free throws good, a 21-point lead, and a turnover is forced by Dacula. So Dacula right now doing the heavy lifting. Brendan Tucker and Quincy Adamakoya and Mikael Bethea getting some contributions from Carithers and Perez.
I think the pace of the play, the pressure Dacula has given North Gwinnett some problems.
Bethea pulls a left wing three. It is short. Rebound, ripped down offensively. Good hustle underneath by Ingram. Carlton Ingram, a jump ball is forced. Bethea also can fill it up as well. He's had a pretty decent June as far as the team camp structures go, right around 16 points a game.
Bethea was actually one of the co-players of the region, in that region last year.
Yeah, they went with 3 of them, which I really thought that was
I had never seen it before.
Reaching a little bit, but Peterkin open, a 3. It is short. Rebound, Bethea out of the guard spot. Under 7 minutes to go, 29-8. Bethea is in transition, drives all the way, lost it on the way up. It hit the rim out of bounds and will stay with the Dacula Falcons.
See, that was an example of big fella from North Gwinnett. He was trailing the play, and that goes
Kinda
back.
trying.
Yeah.
You know, you're gonna play a team with the experience that these guards have. You got to get back because they'll push it down your throat, and that big man's got to be able to protect the basket.
Munlin's defense there, nice pass. Bethea cutting and Tucker seeking and finding another dime drop, and it's a lay for Mikael Bethea, 31-8.
Dacula has moved well without the basketball this first half.
Fakes around the screen. Jordan Young now into the contest for North Gwinnett, one way and the other, being harassed by Tucker. Now Munlin spins it around all the way around the horn. Here's Peterkin. Peterkin gets the screen overload with the double screen, extra dribbling. Fakes. Munlin going to try to show the range and does. A two. They give him two, a deep two for James Munlin.
Now that changes the game if the big fella can step out and shoot that.
Definitely. Step out and face him.
And we saw him attempt that a couple of times last week. In the corner now, Bethea has it back out. I think Peterkin, though, had two. Tucker, a three. No. Rebound
Good
underneath Munlin. Peterkin had too many dribbles that time, I think, and Munlin's three kind of bailed him out.
I would agree.
5.5 to go around the screen. Here's Munlin. Munlin has it. The Peterkin drives, puts it on the floor. Give me that. Cookie's taken. It's away by Bethea. Up ahead to Tucker. Tucker recovers. Layup, left high. Blew it. No good. Good contest by Miles not to give up on him. But now they lose the ball up near Peterkin. I think if Bethea is able to make a clean pass, they can finish that. But Miles, I was going to mention him, 14. He had a great effort. I think, Mario, that was last week. He got multiple rebounds within a 2 or 3 possession format. Not the size that Ivy and Munlin possess, but his hustle with that, I mean, that could be something. Garner's working on something at North Gwinnett.
He is. And you see it, and I know we might not see it in the score right now, but I think they have progressively gotten better each year, and this year will be no different.
And most definitely that's what the summer play is about, the opportunity to step out and improve, work on things that you're weak in. And we've seen a lot of teams over the course of the last couple of weeks do just that and improve game by game.
5:03 left first half. Dacula with a 31-10 lead. I'm Joel Hillsman. Mario Mays joining us, and special guest, Duluth head coach Cabrera Huff in his house up on the perch with the headset on.
It definitely looks a little bit different up here.
North Gwinnett out of the timeout. Cam Rowan is back into the contest. Johnson is in. Also is Campbell. Rowan pulls a jumper on the line. No rebound. Ripped off. Good board by Jaden Brown. Brown to Bethea. Bethea across the timeline as we go under 5 minutes. Adam McCoy holds it. Looks for Brown. Brown turns back to McCoy. Tip. No, it was not. Out of bounds. And it will go as a turnover for the Dacula Falcons. Dacula 16-11 last season. A very tough schedule as Cam Rowan sticks a three out of the corner, his first.
Let's see if that gets him going.
He may have to. He may have to be a little aggressive. 31-13. Chasing Tucker. Tucker drives in the air, got the roll. Brendan Tucker off balance. He has 15 in this first half.
That's going to be tough, Mario. Number one, the action that Dacula gave you right there with the Iverson cut over the top. And you've got Brendan Tucker, or whether it's Bethea, whoever, who's coming off that Iverson cut. That's going to be tough to defend because both of them can shoot the basketball and both of them can drive you.
Well, the main thing is you definitely don't want to be trailing a guy that quick coming off that cut, and here he comes again. And this is a better way to play him, meet him coming through and to be able to face him up as he receives the ball. But that last play just showed you how good of an athlete he was.
20-point lead for Dacula with 3:25. Rowan open a three. Good back-to-back field goals, back-to-back tray balls for Cam Rowan. Coach Lyon talked him up. It's 33-16.
When you watch a kid enough and he's on your scouting report, you know what he can do.
Tucker drives up, layup, good. Brendan Tucker with the blow-by and finish. 35-16. Tucker has 17 of the 35. Rowan drives.
Nice kick.
Open. Campbell, three, in and out. Brown off the glass for the Falcons as we go under 3 minutes.
See, at the next level, those are the shots you have to make because you don't get as many open shots, whether it's at college, NBA. So when you get that open shot, especially on kicks, you've got to make them.
Jaden Brown with the field goal after Adam McCoy got too deep and then was able to find Brown before the 3-second was called. Johnson, corner three, good.
That's what Johnson can do well. He hit a lot of those last season for North.
Chandler Johnston, that's his first field goal as we come up on 2.5. But there, whirling dervish layup, he was fouled. He'll go to the free throw line. A little spin cycle for Mikhail Bethea in the lane.
North Gwinnett kind of heating up from the three-point line. Last 3 baskets have been three-pointers.
Got to get stops.
Yeah, you're right. And those are the 3 triples in this half. Cam Rowan with 2 of them. 37-19, but they a free throw. Front iron is no good.
See, this is where if you look at North, this pace that Dacula's playing with, though they're not pressing all the time, but it's a little too quick for North's liking.
Rowan drives.
Nice
in
kick.
the corner. Open. Campbell. 3. It is off. Skip no good. Rebound comes off to Adam McCoy. Now here's Bethea. Excuse me, Adam McCoy has taken a seat. That was Perez who swallowed the glass there. Caleb Edwards is into the contest for Dacula. Final 85 seconds. Bethea took the contact, falling away. It went in and out. No. Rebound ripped down by Campbell. Long lead pass up ahead. A layup good off the window for Bryson Scruggs. His second field goal. 37-21, 70 seconds. Now Edwards is going to drive all the way. Easy layup as North Gwinnett caught flat-footed and sleep on defense.
That's a tough one to give up right there. Seemingly.
Yeah, Marlin open again from deep.
No. Rebound Carithers. The pace picked up now in the last 30-odd seconds. North Gwinnett with quick shots. Here's Edwards. Here's Bethea. Walk with the basketball, and they call it.
He almost got away with one.
That's one of them walks where you saw it and you just had to make sure you called it.
You know, you'll be surprised. Sometimes officials miss that.
He walked out of the gym. That was Ryan Cooper, by the way. Number 1 is who's into the contest. Rowan now across the timeline. He's picked up by Edwards. Half minute to go. Campbell gives it to Johnston. It's an 18-point advantage for Dacula, but North Gwinnett has kind of picked up some momentum over the last minute and a half. Pass was stolen by Edwards, a foul on the floor, and we'll stay here, but the clock will run out. No, it stops at 10.2. Curry Person will be the trigger man for the Falcons in the final 10.2. One of my favorite situations, closing the quarter strong. In this case, the half.
This is a good opportunity for Dacula to see what they're going to do in these last seconds.
Hesitate, put it on the floor, a turnover, and that will be the end of the first half. Dacula has led from the beginning. They have a 39-21 lead at the half here at the Georgia Hoop Circle. Summer Explosion on SUV TV. Back on the Georgia Hoop Circle Summer Explosion here live at Duluth High School. Joe Hillsman, joined by Georgia Hoop Circle mate Mario Mays, and then we've got Duluth head coach Cabrera Huff. Duluth High School is the site. Dacula has a 39-21 advantage as we go to the second half. Brendan Tucker 17 points in the first half, but they are 9. Quincy Adamakoa has 4. Those are your high men for Dacula. The high men for North Gwinnett, a pair of threes from Cam Rowland. He has 6 to lead them. Thoughts on that first half now going into the second half, gentlemen?
Pace of play is what I looked at, and Dacula really controlled that. Nice pass, nice catch from the big fella.
That was a high-low Wilson to Brown for the hoop, and now Jaden Brown showing some prowess. He has 4 points in the contest, a 20-point advantage. Mario, your thoughts?
I thought that the last 3 to 4 minutes.
Nice pass.
Gosh. North Gwinnett kind of caught a decent rhythm and was able to get a couple of buckets. But like you said before, like the pace was just
seeking and finding, sharing and caring. Brendan Tucker, another nasty dime drop to Quincy Adamakoa.
But the pace was too tough for North. And these guys got some real good athletes.
There's Ivy.
Ivy goes in and gets
Finally
the
finished for us. He finished for us right there.
He did. James Ivy. It's a quick timeout. This one called by Coach Wilson. As we take a look at our SUV TV instant replay, Brendan Tucker, Adamakoa running to the front of the rim, young men. And good ball players will find you as he threaded the needle for the dime. That's
going to be what teams have to realize or have to stop. How are they going to stop that big three?
Yep. They got a lot going on, man. And I'm just going to say this. With what Tucker does with the ball in the half court, in the open floor, I mean, man, I'm not going to say he's unguardable, but it's kind of hard to contain a guy who's got that much ability, athletic ability.
You got to determine how you're going to play him, how you're going to stop him. And if I'm sitting here today, and we played Dacula during the regular season.
Oh, this year?
This year.
Okay.
Here at our place. He may have to rain 5 threes on me before he can get in that lane.
Tucker picked up the dribble, gives it to Brown in the corner. Adamakoa not there. He'll pull it out with the right hand and the left hand. He's shown off the ball handling skills. Nothing there, but as I say that, a turnover. Scruggs gets the turnover, and here comes North Gwinnett. Ivy putting it on the floor. Ivy driving and scoring.
Finished 2 in a row.
Jared Ivy. This time he finished, though, in transition, Coach, and you put that ball on the floor. 18-point advantage. North Gwinnett, it's at 18-20, but Thea pulls the three bottom.
Man.
Now, see, that right there is like a gut punch.
Yes, it's a dagger because you just made a little run, but then Dacula doesn't get back.
Yeah, now that's the one thing. They got too many good athletes not to transition back into the defensive end of the floor.
46-27. Bethea on the cut, dropped it off to Brown, goes up and couldn't finish, got his offensive rebound, then unnecessarily put it on the floor. That caused the turnover. Guards will always get that thing when you bring it down low. Johnston hesitates into the lane. Johnston pump fake, now turns and scores. Chandler Johnston.
Tell you what, Johnson is a tough competitor.
He is.
Bethea off.
That's what you got to do.
Get that shot out of here. He sent it to the window. Outletting pass, and now here comes the Bulldogs and Rowan. Rowan, long corner pass to Johnston. Open, left corner, a triple. Corner pocket. It's good.
They're making a run. What is Dacula going to do? They're making a run right here.
Johnston is second triple. I was trying to bring out the point open. 3, Adamakoa. Take that with you.
Every time they make a run, they knock a 3 down.
Yeah, it's been 19 and 20, but the energy from North Gwinnett has been there, but then Dacula always comes back with a nice hoop. Drive, tough, up and foul. He took on Brown. I'm seeing the heart now coming from Bryson Scruggs. Coach Gardner must have got him to him during the halftime break as we take a look at our SUV TV instant replay. Peterkin went driving. And Ivy
I like what I'm seeing from North Gwinnett, though, man. They're not laying down.
They're competing.
Yep, continue to compete.
Free throw
they can
is
get
no good.
One good stop.
See, that was a late pass right there. He had it when he caught it, and the other guy was open. And he took that unnecessary dribble.
I'm not a big man, but boy, if a big man put that thing on the floor, I'm coming as a guard. I'm coming.
That's why you're teaching people to dig down.
Perez couldn't finish. Good defensive effort from Ivy. 17-point advantage. North Gwinnett continuing to show signs of competing and trying to slash the margin. Peterkin stops. Wilson, good close.
Got to roll.
And my coaching broadcast mates, the coaching comes out, which I love. Rowan tried to split the double team, goes to the floor, and we're not playing at the World Cup, but it'll stay a kickball and stay with North Gwinnett.
I think that's what too many people try to do. Too many guards want to split traps right now in today's game, and everybody doesn't have the handles of Chris Paul and Russell Westbrook to be splitting traps.
I tell you what, you pass and keep moving. If you didn't learn that from Steph Curry, watching this playoff series and the finals, pass, relocate, still get an open look at the basket.
And now a timeout, but the clock continuing to run. I think they want to wipe up the floor, which I'm all in favor for.
Yes.
But the clock is running, though.
You make a good point about the splitting. You know, kids got to learn how to, when you see a double team coming, get that ball out of your hands, relocate on the floor, put yourself in position to receive the ball again so you can try to make a play.
You know who did a great job of teaching some pick and roll stuff was during our skill session that we've been having with this summer exposure series, and Dez has done a great. Ivy, man.
The fine from Chris Miles.
Super athlete, man. He don't need but an inch, and he gonna go up and put it on your head.
15-point ball game. In the corner, a three. Wilson stripped the nets.
Every time. Every time.
Cameron Johnson spins, is there.
He got to
puts
kick
it up.
But look at Ivy.
He's active, but he missed his guy. Was rolling right in the corner.
He had him. He's got to make that pass.
Did a great job of making a move, but
got to trust your teammate right there.
Ivy catches the inbound now. Back to Johnston. Johnston goes around the screen to the baseline. Now picked up the dribble.
Nice
cutting
cut.
his Miles layup. Good.
Nice cut. That's another lost art, like you said, Mario, is cutting, moving without the basketball.
Yep. I can't understand why it's a lost art. If you can see your defender head, he can't see you. Oh, the blow by Brendan Tucker could not fall. Ivy scooped up the rebound and the foul. The defender, if you looking at the back of his head, you cut to the basket.
Now I'm gonna make a point.
Y'all was joking at me about my birthday earlier, but
no. That's
where it come from.
But I just want you to watch how this guy hesitates, and then he just go from 0 to 100. Bam! That's something you can't teach, man.
You're right.
52-36. North Gwinnett is trailing, but they're showing more life and trying to make runs. Miles is in now, along with Sheriffs, who's trapped. And shot the passing lane, a steal by Perez.
I saw that one coming.
Yep. Perez to Tucker. Tucker skips it across to Bethea. Young got back. Shoulder range. 3 ball. Oh, no. On the glass, Munlin.
Good rebound by Munlin.
Here's Justin Campbell. Campbell long and lanky and showing that he may have some potential. A turnover, a ball knocked out of bounds, so it will stay with North Gwinnett.
Mario, more and more I'm watching this, and I know it may be tough this game, but you're right. Ivy and Munlin probably have to play together. You got to see what you got out of these two big guys.
I think you can put Ivy.
Nice.
Miles up. No. Tip. Munlin again up off the window and scores. He did not put it down again. James Munlin, only a second field goal, but us up here, we like what we see.
You could go a 1-4 high and put Ivy on the let the big guy drop to the box and play a high-low. I remember Miller Grove used to do a lot of high-low when they had Robinson, what's the left-handed kid, Brendan
Morris
and Tony Parker. Yeah. Coach White used to do a heck of a job with that.
Adam McCoy, 2-dribble pull-up from the elbow is good.
I'll tell you what else. If it's something they want to look at, maybe they can't play man together. Maybe that may be tough, but they're big enough that could cause some people problems by playing the zone.
Right. And I don't think you go 4 straight quarters with them on the floor together, but, you know.
Bethea does not have numbers, but gets into the paint anyway.
Nice
skip
extra.
pass,
Nice
corner,
extra.
Carithers, a three, no, rebound, fought for.
That's a
Campbell
tough
comes
rebound.
away
There
with
you
it.
go. That's a tough rebound. Nice out, nice pass. Oh, come on.
He fought for that one.
He fought
for
two
that.
guys to get that rebound.
Yeah.
That's all effort.
And you don't see a lot of that anymore.
No. I don't care what that scoreboard is saying. That kid gave all effort to get that rebound.
He earned some more minutes.
Yes. And that's what summer's about. When you're evaluating, that's a play right there you're trying to look at to see what can Campbell give us during the year.
Yep. Justin Campbell did a great job right there, but he's in
boy.
trouble.
Oh, boy.
Who had the foul?
I seen it. I seen it. He in trouble. You can't play him to the side with no help.
There was no
Nobody
help.
was in the help
and
side.
You know his first step he was going to get by.
Yep. Nobody's in the help side. I'm gonna blame my team. I take that back. Campbell, you can play him like that, but you gotta have some help in the help side right there. Somebody
They were
was
hugged
on the
up on
nail.
their guard. Yep. You can see it in this replay.
Tucker makes both free throws.
A little pressure here, a little pressure. Got a turnover.
Adam Okoye gets it inside. He gives another assist. That is to Mikael Bethea.
Oh, nice.
Pushed it back out
Give it
to
up.
20. Just that quick pass was late. Munlin, get that shot out of here. Oh, a goaltend.
Man.
Pass was late, though. Munlin should have had him a dunk. He should have been sitting on the rim. 10.5 to go, 58-40. Tucker walks all the way to the free throw line. Elbow jumper, good. Brendan Tucker now with 21 in the contest.
And just that quick is back up to 20.
60-40 with 10:19 to go. In the corner, open, three, Scruggs, no. Johnston, the offensive rebound out of the guard spot, picked up by Carithers, so he short corner floats it. No, good hustle. Rebound ripped out of there by Obasanya Tayong. Up ahead to Bethea. Stop, catch, left wing, a three. Front of the iron, no. Rebound offensively by Adam McCall. Back to Tucker, who resets it as we go under 10 minutes.
Trouble.
Feeds it now to Adam McCall, who's trying to go back to the basket. Young reached in and got the foul.
I tell you what, man. I like the way that Johnston, he has no back down, and kind of remind me of Scott Skiles. Y'all remember Scott Skiles back in the day?
Only man with 30 assists in the NBA, bro.
Plays hard, 100%. Don't dive on the floor, scrap for the ball.
Young picks up the foul again. Joe Hillsman alongside Mario Mays and Duluth head coach Cabral Huff from the Georgia Hoop Circle Summer Explosion. Duluth High School, day 4. North Gwinnett and Dacula. Dacula with a 20-point advantage. Tucker, top side of three, was fouled on the three ball.
How do you match up? You've got Tucker with his quick step. He's making shots today. Bethea definitely can make shots. Quincy makes shots. Can put it on the floor at 6'6".
Coach, what's the rule here? 1 for 3 or 2 for 3?
1 for 3.
1 for 3, okay.
I think the thing you got to do is just hold your breath and hope that they're not making shots. If they're not making shots, you might have a chance. But if they are making shots, you're gonna have a long day.
If you're gonna take that shot, you better make that shot, Cameron. You got to.
Rowan had 6 points at the break. A pair of threes has been scoreless here in the second half. A 20-point Dacula advantage. Into the forecourt, Tucker now gives it over to Parson. Inside, they fight for it, up, and a foul. Munlin with the foul. As Khari Person is into the contest. So Dacula a 60-40 lead right now. Second round loss in the 6A playoffs last year to Tri-Cities. 13-8 ever since Byron Wilson took over from the interim position. 16-11 overall. Free throw, no good by Tiago.
That Tri-Cities team last year was no joke, man.
Eli Lawrence, man. Inside, Ivy bothered, saved it in the corner. 6A was very tough.
It was.
It was very tough, and I'm going to sit here and look at Mario. I told him that Langston Hughes was going to win it.
Man.
And that's how tough it was.
I still salute my hometown boys.
I love Gainesville. They finished right where I needed them to finish.
Oh, nice. What you got, Ivy?
In the paint. Too much, close to a 3 second. Yeah.
See, he waited on the defense there. I don't know if you saw that, Mario. When he caught it, that's when he should have made a quick move because they were trailing to get back behind him.
A pivot, a spin, or something, and he's got the athleticism to finish most plays under that bucket.
And probably should have turned middle because how they were trailing him, if he goes baseline, he's probably not going to get it, which he tried to do.
Rowan gets a screen, worked on defensively now by Carlton Ingram, who's into the contest.
Nice back door.
Cut. Johnston all the way, layup, blew it.
How many layups have North Gwinnett missed today?
Listen, about 6. Yes. About 6, which would make it about 12 points, which would have you right around under 10. Trailing by that many. Goes up and a foul. But I do like the activity, though, from North Gwinnett, especially with, and he's not in the contest right now, Chris Miles, 14. I think Miles, Ivy, and Munley, if you can get those 3 to handle your full court, find you solid guard play to go along with Rowan, you're going to improve. North Gwinnett's they're going to win more than 3 games. I can tell you that.
I agree.
62-40 as we go under 6 minutes to go. Dacula has led from the beginning. Ingram shot the passing lane, but Carithers gets the steal. Carithers 3-on-2, dropped it off, not ready for the pass was Person.
But that's not Carithers' fault right there. Person got to give him a little more space.
Goes up.
The spacing wasn't right on that play right there, man. Get better space. He was running in his hip.
Ingram makes the putback, 64-40. North Gwinnett has had a couple of runs, got it down to 14 at one point, but every time it was a big hoop from Dacula that pushed it back out to 18 and 20, and now the bench for Dacula defensively, very aggressive, a foul call as we come up on 5 minutes to go.
Note to the young players, you cannot dribble through pressure.
No, you cannot.
Pass. When you see the heat coming, get the ball out of your hands and keep moving.
Rowan holds it, worked on by Wilson, puts it down with the left hand. Ingram came with the help deep, get it inside on a foul, and I like how he got it up high to Ivy. Game number 2 today here on SUV TV from the main gym of the Georgia Hoop Circle Summer Experience at Duluth High School. It'll be St. Francis and Aquinas next, a quote-unquote rematch of the 1A Private State Championship. Both teams will look vastly different. Well, one of them will. But that's next. Ivy put it on the floor after the pump fake. Rowan open. Wing 3. Good.
Ivy made a nice decision to kick it. He could have cut, though, right there and probably had a dunk right off of that.
64-43. Under 4 minutes. Wilson drives, turns on Peterkin. One hand up. No, Ingram rebound.
Don't dribble.
Yep.
Joe Hillsman's about to have a hissy fit over here.
He's about to throw the headset.
You just can't do it. Go back up. I don't know. I just like getting easy baskets. Well, you put the ball on the floor, you're giving your defender time to recover.
Do you guys think the problem that we're seeing by bigs putting the ball on the floor is no one wants to be a big anymore?
Yeah. Everybody want to be a face to basket. We've been talking about this. The big position has kind of been obsolete in the league. It won't be any more Shaqs, not no time soon. But I feel like the kid that's bold enough to become that throwback guy, you might change the face of it again, because everybody knows how dominant Shaq was. Who is that kid?
I'm waiting on you. I thought you was finna drop the name.
Nah, I don't know nobody right now because everybody want to be a stretch 4, stretch 5.
I think if you're a big man and you want to stay, you got to be able to consistently hit the 14, 15 footer. But I don't think you have to live off of it.
Yeah, I agree. Why you 7 foot? But I heard somebody say something about in the league where they were talking about in the playoffs how many 7-foot players were on the floor.
Yeah.
And they were talking about like it was not a lot and, more players from like 6'5" to 6'9". So the way the league is changing.
But this is what I'll tell you. That series, first Cleveland changed When JaVale McGee got in that lineup.
I think everybody, one thing, and you guys can tell me this, everybody's not going to grow to 6'6" and 6'7" as Ingram scores, okay? Anthony Davis wasn't supposed to grow to that height.
You're right.
Okay? So he developed the ball handling skills, and then he grew to that height. And I think what happened is now you work on your ball handling, you work on your jump shot, and then all of a sudden what happened is you eat your Wheaties and drink your milk and your vitamins, and you start growing. So that this expanded. Kevin Durant's a 7-footer. We know that. KG was a 7-footer. But he still would score with his back to the basket, but still step out and hit the 17, 18-footer. Did not pull many threes. Okay?
Right.
I think we are going to see a player that's going to be able to make a jump hook, score within the basket, but keep you honest with the 16, 17-footer. A la Vlade Divac, maybe. A 3-ball from Rowan, his 4th of the day. Just my 2 cents.
Rowan pretty
Y'all know
good
more
behind
than I
that
do.
3-line.
He is pretty good behind the 3-line.
Pull up, jumper.
I would like to see him more active other than those threes, though.
Yeah.
Miles got the board.
Nice. Here he is open again.
Left corner. Tip. Dacula's second unit and bench very active here in the closing moments. They have a commanding 18-point lead. Check it, a 22-point lead as we hit the 2-minute mark. Edwards brings it into the middle. Caleb spins it off to the left side over to Roberts. Roberts going to hesitate, back out to the top, and they'll be patient with it. They've led from the beginning. Cross, dribbled, took contact, and was fouled. So Ingram has been very solid.
I was just about to say he has come in and been very active here in these last minutes that he's gotten some time. And that's another opportunity. Every time you get on the court is an opportunity to show your teammates, your coaching staff, that you can contribute. And Ingram's doing just that.
6 points, all of them here in the second half. And, there is no such thing as garbage time during June because you want to show that, hey, look, I can earn more minutes when October comes. So coming up next, it'll be St. Francis and Aquinas. Joe Hillman, Mario Mays here with you, and a special guest, Duluth head coach Cabral Huff has joined us for this contest, which Dacula has led from the beginning and leads 68-46 as we come out of a timeout 90 seconds ago in the Georgia Hoop Circle Summer Explosion here on SUV TV. Glad that you're with us wherever you are. Quickly looking at the numbers, Brendan Tucker, the high man, with 21. Quincy Adamakoya has had a very solid night. He has 11. Mikael Bethea has 14 for Dacula. Cam Rowan has 12 for North Gwinnett, all of them from beyond the arc.
I think this is another opportunity, and one of the reasons why we put this on was to get a look at different guys. And Ivy is one of those guys that we got to look at today, fellas, in this game that has stood out in my mind.
Yes, you can. We talked about it. I'm not going to beat a dead horse, but you can see with Ivy, Munlin, Campbell, Rowan, Peterkin, it's going to be an improved basketball team.
Well, I tell you what, I agree with you, Coach. The guy that got my attention the most today on that end was just the athleticism of Ivy. I think he plays strong, and if he becomes a better finisher, they're going to make some noise this year, I think.
Hoop is good for North Gwinnett as we come up on the final minute of this contest, and Dacula, a 22-point advantage. North Gwinnett showed some life, made some pushes, and each time they did, the Falcons opened it back up under a minute.
Every time North Gwinnett got it to 14-15, Dacula would just hit a big three.
Yep. You're exactly right. That was a tough. Like I said, that's like a gut punch, man. You make a good run, and all of a sudden, out of nowhere. But that's also the mark of a good team, man.
Yes.
Knowing how to withstand the run.
Free throw, one of two for Edwards, who gets in the book.
I'm thinking as we get ready for this next game, and we're seeing what we call the so-called rematch of the state championship in single A private, I don't think we're going to have a problem with how tough single A private is going to be this coming year.
No, I think single A private quietly will be one of the top classes in the state.
I think it will go back to those years that they had back when the Whitfields and the Green Forests and the North Cobb Christians and Aquinas back with Ahmed Hill and Athens Christian, Soccer, all those teams were really good. St. Francis, all those teams were really good. I think we're probably back to that.
71-50 the final score as Dacula has defeated North Gwinnett in the Georgia Hoop Circle Summer Series. So our next game coming up, it'll be St. Francis and Aquinas right here, the SUVTV.com.